Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dan Giesling and welcome to another No Man's Sky opinion video. In this video, we're going to talk about the top 4 concerns you guys have about the upcoming release of No Man's Sky. It's really important to note that these are not criticisms of the actual game, but merely your concerns on the upcoming release of the game based on what you've seen so far. First up is King X, and he says, I haven't seen any game mechanic or narrative element in No Man's Sky that will keep players coming back after one, maybe even less than one run. The number 4 concern is that there is no story in No Man's Sky, and a primarily single player experience that could be walking a fine line if indeed there is no overarching story. We've been teased that there is some lore within the game and that we're going to be compelled to travel to the center of the galaxy, but outside of that, it looks like it's going to be on you to make your own story. And to some people, being able to make your own story and carve your own way in the universe is compelling. And to other people, it's concerning. Which brings us to our number 3 concern, which is brought up by Kissimmee. And Kissimmee says, No Man's Sky gives him a strong Spore vibe. Spore had amazing procedural technology, but not much going on in the way of gameplay. Creatures could have wildly different appearances, but still the same things in the end. I'm afraid No Man's Sky will be the same. The planet looks very different and amazing variety, but I suspect you'll end up doing the same things over and over again. Which brings up the cause for concern, is No Man's Sky going to be too simple? Is there going to be enough to keep your attention? Are you going to be into the hunting and gathering and collecting resources to upgrade your ship to move further along in the game? I would guess that someone who's really into survival games are probably going to really enjoy No Man's Sky. However, if you're not into survival games and you have some vast expectations about what you can do within No Man's Sky, you may set yourself up for disappointment. Could No Man's Sky end up being a wildly open galaxy with not a whole lot to do in it? Which brings us to our number 2 concern brought up by Carlo in the comments. Carlo says, I guess people will either find it repetitive after 3 hours or they won't find it repetitive at all. It has that kind of feeling, and it all depends on whether the routine inside the game is sustainable for a long time. A valid concern, not a criticism that is yet to be discovered. Is this game going to hold your attention for an extended period of time? Is it going to be repetitive in its planets, in its diversity of species, and in the enemies you face along the way? We've all been enamored with the ability to jump in and out of orbit in a seemingly seamless transition in all the videos we've seen. But is that just going to be fancy window dressing on top of a standard survival game? In a game where there's 18 quintillion planets to explore, is the exploration mechanic within the game going to get tired and repetitive in a seemingly lonely world? Which brings us to the number 1 concern a lot of you have had about No Man's Sky. And Arcanum Lux says, hey, to me the game looked like it could get boring. If it had a multiplayer aspect, I think it would be more fun. But nonetheless, I'm excited for its release. The number 1 concern is that there's no multiplayer, and there should be an asterisk by that multiplayer, because indeed you are able to go online to play it, but it's been said that there's going to be a less than 1% chance that you ever run into another player online on the same planet, which in a game that's all about exploration, it could be really interesting if that would occur on a more frequent basis. I for one know that survival games and exploration games are always a lot more fun when you're able to play along with a friend, or even better, a group of friends. But the fact that it seems like that's not going to be the case with No Man's Sky is definitely a concern for a lot of people. But even with these concerns and the following of the hype cycle and the up and down of the subreddit, and everything going on with all the news swirling before the release of the game, I think it's safe to say, at least from my perspective, I'm still really excited to play it. Even with these concerns that it may not be exactly what we hope it to be, or that may not have everything that we want it to have, it's still going to be a game, if you're a fan of space and exploration, and even if you're not, that's going to pique a lot of people's interest. The question is it going to pique enough interest for you to pay for it retail, or are you going to want to wait a while until a lot of other people check it out and there's more reviews and videos up on YouTube and people streaming it for you to really determine whether or not this game's going to be for you or not? Regardless of what side of the fence you stand on and all this No Man's Sky controversy and hype, I think it's just fun that we're able to have these passionate conversations, and that a game like No Man's Sky is able to invoke that. You know, I think anytime a game like this that comes around that really tries to push the envelope, you're always going to see a lot of heated debate, and I think that's a great thing. And that was the whole point of creating these videos, is to encourage this conversation and really figure out what it is we hope from this game and are we going to get it. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for all the support on the No Man's Sky opinion videos I've been publishing on the channel. I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch, comment, and like the video. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, we play a lot of space and space sim games on the channel on a regular basis. We publish a new Star Citizen video every single day at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be playing a lot of No Man's Sky on the channel, exploring it, sharing more opinions, and hopefully you guys will come along for the ride. I've had a ton of fun making these videos and really getting into the conversation with you guys. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you guys next time.